Welcome everyone, this is Michi Hoya, this is the Simpit guys. Welcome to the new Ferrari 488 GT3 Evo 2020 on rFactor 2. We are joined tonight by Sean Cole, aka the Simpit, so the real owner of the Simpit brand. And anyway, you guys are also welcomed to join us on the server. We have put up a public server and I'm gonna give out the login details for once over the Restream chat. So server name on the rFactor 2 launcher is the Simpit Ferrari test, and the password will be Max the dog. You guys are welcomed to join us live on the server as we are on the car. Now also welcoming Sean Cole, aka the Simpit. He is already out on track and he is already talking to his guys, so you will hear him on the stream while we talk.
Whoa, a little oversteery there.
So as I said, he already took out the car.
Definitely well grounded and easy to drive out of the gate, not going fast. A little bit of low speed oversteer moment. Only low speed so far.
So just gonna fiddle around a little bit with voice settings. So, and today
You can definitely tell it's a rear wheel drive car.
I decided to not go with the usual live timing we do have on the dash in the middle, but today we have just put the real car's dash into focus so that you guys can see what is on the dash and how it is working, as we're joining Felix Bocher, who is on the server already as a follower,
Looking for that
as a fan.
mid-engine twitchy moment, right?
Yes, Joao, Silverstone again. Hey there, Christos. Hey there, Arcturus. Thank you very much for joining us, everyone. So I've not done a single lap yet with a Ferrari. Okay, Noisen, how you doing, man? Oh, but I have to say, it feels, and this is standard setup, I don't have touched it in any way. It feels damn quick. Feels turning as well. How are you liking the car so far?
It's actually really quite cool. I mean, I just drove it. I don't even know what setup I have on it, but
Yeah, the default one.
balance is pretty decent. And a little oversteer on throttle, which is easy to drive, of course. A little bit of understeer under panic braking, maybe, but that shouldn't happen under normal driving conditions. It's just getting used to the track. Whoa. Lap will not count, alright. Force feedback feels great now, though, I will say. This is the moment that... This is the thing I say about rFactor. It takes some time, but when you get the certain good combinations... We're on 215, 220 frames per second right now, by the way.
I gotta say, the official content of rFactor 2 has very good AI and very good force feedback. I think the best force feedback you find in the LMP2 car, just like on iRacing.
Right.
May have to do with the general stiffness of that car, but yeah, I have to say for a GT3 out of the box, it feels super good. And surely with a baseline setup being a little bit oversteery, I guess there's lots of time to find. So in the meanwhile, we're going to focus.
Grip, you know, so again, I've never driven a real GT3 race car, you know. But when I hear like guys like Nicky Thiem talk about a real GT3 and the insane amount of grip and just, you know, I love iRacing, don't get me wrong, but their GT3 cars even are like driving on ice. And
I agree.
Like, man, I don't see those pros going out and just spinning even on cold tires like the general masses on iRacing do. And so this car, and you know what, I can tell you right now, if I wasn't using some form of throttle control, this thing would be getting loose, all sorts of loose. I'm just smart enough to know that if I stomp it, it's gonna break. We're gonna get a little more aggressive here. But I can feel when I step on the gas how much the rear end moves. I keep going wide there on that corner and losing my lap. This is the official DLC one catch that just came out today. Essentially a $5 car a la carte. See right there, if I kept on that gas pedal, I was going to be in that wall over there to the right. No doubt about it. So it's not driving itself. It's just got a lot of grip and a lot of room to play with the car when you're driving it. I call it playing when I'm using my throttle pedal to steer as much as my steering wheel. That's when I'm playing with the race car to me. Certainly when you know you're getting the most out of your communication with the car. I'm not saying we're always driving the fastest, because I think a drifter would describe the car in the same way. But it means you're really grooving with the car, right? I'm not struggling to drive it.
Well, basically you would say you kind of control the balance of the car with a foot by either trail braking or slightly giving it a little bit of throttle. I noticed this yesterday in the testing with the LMP2. Instead of being off throttle and touching the brake in order to get the rotation going, a little bit of gas was more beneficial as the differential has been a little bit more open under power. So that was just the more efficient way to get this car turning in slow speed corners and stuff. And something I want to mention though about rFactor 2 now, in iRacing it is common sense that the dash is working pretty well there. All the information show real life data and real-time data, and this hasn't been the case for older showings on rFactor 2, but I gotta say this is the first dash that really works out pretty well. So for the guys on my channel right now, you can see lots of things. Obviously you can see the RPM ones as LEDs and then also as a filling bar on the top of the dash. Of course the gear is the big white number on the red plate, but around that you see a lot more details like temperature of the water starting on the top left, currently 86, 85, temperature of oil. Then you see VBAT, so the voltage of the battery. Not that it would be for any use of us here in the sim, but it's good to have it. Other than that, on the right side beside it, you see traction control, which is currently set on 2. And bear with me for a second as I'm using my button box and put up traction control up to 11. So 12 different traction controls between 0 and 11. You've just seen changing the number. Then on the right hand side, obviously the lap times, the lap we just did, the best lap we just did, and the last lap we just did. And beyond that, on top of that, there is the mix. So rFactor with the BOP that has been released today and the past week, they now added fuel mixtures to the GT3s from 1 to 4, which is safety car, race lean, race max and qualification. Other than that, in the bottom lane you see the 4 tire temperatures. They are also real live, and the surface temperatures that you can see current speeds, your position and the fuel load in full liters without decimals. But the real new thing about that is that the dash is actually working and not just showing some numbers which we had on the McLaren Senna for quite some while. So that is a massive improvement for rFactor 2. As I said, maybe a common and standard thing on iRacing, but for rFactor 2 this is new. And after this lap I'm gonna pull in and check what you can set on the setup, and maybe also do some little settings to see whether they work as well. You're already working on something, always when your voice is so silent.
I actually went in car so I could follow what you were saying on the dash, and I was looking at it, and I'm like, oh, so I need a traction control button, which I just mapped.
Yep, Jonas, the...
And then if you were going to talk setup, I was probably going to go to the garage just to see what...
The Ferrari GT3 had this information already as well. But in general, the dashes have been reworked in the past. And now this is a big improvement, of course, so hence why I mention it. No scary lap times yet.
How does this compare to Assetto Corsa? I really like Assetto Corsa Competizione, but I will say it ends at like. When I drive Assetto Corsa Competizione, I have to pull it one tier down in my sim scale of how hardcore I want a sim to be. And Assetto Corsa Competizione, and I think anybody who's a big fan of Netcar Pro from the past, anybody who's a fan of Assetto Corsa Standard might agree with me there, that Assetto Corsa Competizione seems to be just a teeny tiny bit more simplified and not at that same scale. So I'd say out of the box this is inherently a little more difficult, but I feel it feels a little more realistic than Assetto Corsa Competizione right out of the gate. You already heard what I said about iRacing. I love iRacing overall. I give iRacing such huge high marks on everything, but it still comes down to that contact patch of the ground of the tires that gives iRacing across the board the name, the title, the well-deserved stereotype ice racing. And I just, you know, we've knocked that out, and we're back to feeling very grounded, tires to the ground, to the steering wheel, which I appreciate. From everything else from that moment on is when iRacing really takes over. Everything about the physics even. It's just that contact patch issue I still have. And this feels really good. Force feedback feels outstanding. A note is, and there are plenty of tutorials out there on how to, if you are new to rFactor 2, sometimes the force feedback is backwards. And going back to rFactor 1, it used to have a setting for actually putting negative force feedback, which is what 9 out of 10 people actually had to do, which is a whole topic or story in its own. Anyway, I had to reverse my force feedback and everything came back to great. All right, pit limiter's on. We're just back to driving. I haven't done anything on setup. I'm just driving for fun, seeing what we can get out of the car as is. That's kind of the driver I am. You know me. I'm not a setup guru, but I'll drive a car to whatever I can get out of it.
Well, that's good enough though, isn't it?
Sometimes.
In the meanwhile...
I'm fourth on the board right now out of 4 drivers, so I don't know if that's necessarily good enough.
You will be fine in the end. Right, so I have in the meanwhile turned up on the setup page, and we're going to go through it very quickly and very briefly. So the starting fuel, or in general the fuel can of the Ferrari, can be filled up to 90 liters in total. How much we can get with that we will see as we will be using the 90 liters of fuel now as we go out again. Anything else, you have real range change, you can set preload, you can set the rear wing. You have 10 radiator tapes going from 10% to 100%. I'm gonna go with 50 and run engine mixture qualification, so that would get one question hopefully answered soon by Jonas Windy, as he asked, will the engine overheat when you run too long in the quali trim? We'll find out about that. Going on to the suspension, you have pretty much everything what you have on iRacing as well. You've got spring rate front and rear, you've got slow bump, slow rebound, fast rebound, packers and ride height to set. The standard thing, anti-roll bar, as much as toe in on the front and the rear in positive and negative values. We're just gonna go with something pretty average there. On the chassis you can't set anything, GT3 standard stuff, and then on the advanced setting you can do the tire pressures as usual, camber, tire compound, so soft, medium, hard, and rain tires, and last but not least traction control map, as I already said, 12 different modes and 12 different anti-brake system maps, so ABS basically. And we're gonna go with 3 here, maximum brake pedal force, gonna put some brake duct planking and just hit the road again.
Yeah, you heard it from the best.
That's what you said. I'm coming.
Slow up. I want to follow you around.
Sure. Robert Pawn, the server is called the Simpit Ferrari Test, and the password is Max the Dog. Everything small
I see.
and without any spaces in between.
Look, it's Mitchie. Oh shit! So much. That's Smith, and there he goes. Can't. Oh, thank you. See how good he is off the corner there.
We'll see, Joao.
Just gets a couple car lengths right there.
I'm gonna have a look at that, and you guys can follow it on the dash, of course. So once again, guys, if you want to join us on the server, make sure... Huh? What do you say?
People are pointing out this is my favorite track.
Well, you gotta learn it.
Yeah, exactly. That's why I'm racing here Sunday, so I was like, well...
Should do some driving construction together then.
Yeah.
You can watch an 8-hour stream, as we have Virtual Endurance Championship 8 hours of Silverstone on Saturday. So there's a free lesson. Anyway guys, to all of you, if you guys want to join the server and want to join the party, we are 5 people right now on the server, and there's plenty of space for more cars. So if you guys do have the Ferrari 488 GT3 Evo 2020, what a long name though, fire up your rFactor 2 and look for the Simpit Ferrari test server. Password is Max the Dog. Everything in small letters and without any spaces in between.
Too deep. Oh, way around.
So in the meanwhile, Joao Pitas
Oh, sorry, you too.
has put in a good lap time, and we're trying to get and reach that. He is 1.5 seconds faster. Oh dear, it was a big twitchy moment there. Lapping 1 minute 59.7. We'll see what we can do. Not sure if has the lap been invalidated. or whether the dash is just, I think it just shows finished laps. After the second split. Whoops, we come in half a second quicker. So half a second quicker than ourselves. 2 minutes, 0.7. Yeah, Timothy. The balance of the car is pretty strong. You need to get used to being able to push the brakes to the very end of the pedal tray as the ABS just sorts out the braking. There's lots of time to find still. Kinda admire the balance the car has, not gonna lie. 2/10 up on our own.
Late. Oh, we're just a couple inches too far. Damn it, Cole.
Joao, what's your fuel?
Drift Ferrari. Yeah, see, you can break it loose. This is about what I expect from what I read and hear in GT3 world. It's like, you know, look at this. I can drive the wheels off this thing in control. But you start going too overboard and it's still a car. You know, all the electronics in the world aren't going to save certain behavior.
Ah, you didn't touch the fuel, copy that.
Come on, get it together. Whoa.
Yeah, may want to work a little
Right,
on the
so
rear
tire
wing.
temps. Yes, our rears are 20 degrees hotter than our fronts. I'm not sure if that's just a byproduct of gas pedal or the setup. I had been overdriving and it seems like they're very active.
Yeah, you may want to increase traction control a touch and get a little softer on the right foot. But effectively, I gotta say, the tires don't really heat up too much.
Damn it, again! Oh, it didn't get me for a cut. That was just slow as can be.
Well, let's see if we can maximize brakes and everything. My brain is ready for that. Ah, damn it. Wow. Joao, you're absolutely right. The car is interesting on the brakes.
corner. Corner and me.
Yep, sure, is very true. Seems like I'll give it a proper push. And I also agree with the fact that the car's tires don't really heat up. But that's that we haven't built an aggressive set yet. I have no idea, actually. I remember in the Audi I could do 58s or 59s and race trim, and in this car I'm not even in the 59s yet. I think this would need proper testing. As of right now, I don't know. It feels great, but with all the cars that feel great in rFactor 2, they sometimes just may be slow. So, not really able to say something towards that yet. Olvio, that's great news. Great support for rFactor 2. You want to join the server? If you guys want to join the server, make sure you fire up your rFactor 2. Type in the Simpit Ferrari test and the password is Max the Dog. Everything written in small letters and without spaces. 9 dots you want to have. Yeah, Yannick. The Audi just starts sliding on you on the 5th lap when you're sideways in a rally car. All the way.
From traction control 2 to 4 and didn't notice much difference.
The difference is very subtle, but it's feelable. I reckon you have not enough time on rFactor 2, I have to admit. Is the race on rFactor 2 or on iRacing on Sunday?
What's that?
The race on Sunday, which platform?
iRacing. Yeah, it's gonna be a cut. Nope, didn't think so. Maybe because I didn't gain any time. Whoa, overdid that one too. Shoot, shoot. Alright, let's take a second to look at replay anyway. I want to see what the car looks like.
The car's rock solid on the brakes.
Let's see here.
First sector is purple. 70,000 ahead of Pete Dias. Hey there, Landra, how you doing? Welcome to the stream.
I just missed it. How do you go full screen replay on this?
You just press full screen when sitting in the pit and then press R. Hey there, Bill. Ooh. Oh, fuck.
There we go.
Nearly lost the car. Still 4/10 of a second quicker. What do you mean there, Landra? Mitchy, your silence and iRacing spoke volumes. What exactly you mean? This car turns effectively good on the braking. It's just absolutely insane. So, coming around, final turn, 18th improvement from 4th to 3rd.
This replay looks awesome.
Need to have a look at that too.
I I mean, like, really, like, the amount of interior you can see on the TV camera. Preston, they've been making some gradual overhaul on their graphics over the years. Nothing like overnight, but like little here, little there. You know, rFactor, the content that they themselves make has been getting better and better with each release, that's for sure. But yeah, the graphics, don't the graphics just look quite amazing? 111 frames, 150, 170. This is on replay, triple screen mode.
Come on, Pitas, wanna attack your lap time?
What's interesting is the exterior sound is exactly what I think I hear these cars sound like in real life, but in the car it doesn't sound the same. I don't know what the difference have been in the car, but now I'm hearing two Ferraris going at it. When I was driving, I didn't hear quite the same raunchiness, like we're in front of the exhaust maybe.
What? How did I keep that? Oh, you can overdrive that car so badly.
Yeah, you can. It's awesome. I love that.
I mean, it's fun to drive.
Like I feel like they just like really nailed that perfect line between a what should be a full attraction and full of potential car, and at the same time it's still a car and you overdrive it and it will ruin you. There you go. Too much throttle and yeah, even with traction control. And you're not hearing the traction, you know, traction control, yes, but you didn't hear da-da-da-da-da, you didn't hear it shutting everything down. I mean, it's still me needing to drive the car proper.
Yeah, I agree. You can be aggressive on the brakes, but you need to know exactly what you do.
Yeah, so that you're backing off before you create that oversteer. I need to put a good lap in.
Yeah, Tony, I agree.
Yeah, I'm really enjoying this a lot. I have to admit, I'm enjoying it. This sounds bad. Even more than I thought I was gonna.
Rip. So next patron raises an rFactor then?
Next. I think we're gonna do one more Assetto just because we got it up and running.
I was kidding, basically.
But yeah, what I have to do is see if I can host it on my end. Are you hosting this just from home, or is this
Yeah, it's on our Burst Esport virtual machine. We got a full server on the team having multiple servers.
Oh, yeah. Awesome. Oh, and I know one thing, I'm revving it out too much because I enjoy it.
I don't think it's necessarily too bad. So, I think you guys have seen enough here.
You're behind me, aren't you?
On the screen, which means we're going to bring up the HUD again. So you also know and see what kind of laps we're running. What is our lap time? What's our performance like? And I'm gonna bring back the overlay. And also I'm gonna put myself into the seating position I wish. Which is a lot more like that. Okay, we'll now have a look at the questions. I'm racing as a question mark for me, the braking, the tyres, the damage, but it's exceptional online experience. I agree with that, Alundra. But I think rFactor 2 is way more enjoyable to drive, even if you have contact, the damage isn't as bad. So actually there is people on my stream having a shout out for Sean Cole, aka the Simpit, being a big massive help and a big thank you to him for being a pioneer in bringing the community of sim racing. So that is something I shall hand over to you.
That is awesome. Thank you so much, you guys. I really appreciate it. I hope you're enjoying our dual community stream today.
Absolutely.
Mitchie, the rFactor 2 guru, gets me into the sim, and look at the big smile. I mean, I'm smiling while driving. That's kind of a rare thing right there.
That's great to hear.
Really enjoying. Yeah, it is. I am really. Wow, look at rFactor.
And you should, guys, you should see that smile, that grin on the face of Sean Cole. So if you haven't done already, swap over to the Simpit on YouTube and the Simpit live on Twitch to see how Sean is enjoying the new Ferrari on rFactor 2 and rFactor 2 in general. Make sure once you hit his channel that you leave a like on the video and subscribe to the channel for the latest sim racing news, reviews, top quality sim racing content, and a fun and enjoyable community.
I'm gonna cut that out for my next promo.
Copy.
I'm not really getting any faster though, which is still trying to find, like you said, it's like, well, how much braking can I really get away? You know, I have no idea. I'm flying a little blind still.
Yeah, still, Jonas, you should also reach out to his YouTube channel.
Table all over the place. I can mostly under acceleration. And you know what? I gotta tell you, I have a tendency to use my gas pedal like an on-off switch, and that does not play well here. And that's cool because with it being a rear-wheel drive car with phenomenal grip and phenomenal balance, I can get away with that for the most part, but far from the fastest way off the corners.
Good evening, Altaman. How you doing? Want to join us?
Better.
I've just put the car overly aggressive now.
No, you dummy.
The rate change was pretty intense.
Man, I can't do anything right. Whoa. Mitchie Hoyer on YouTube. Mitchie Hoyer. MICHIHOYER.
And just at sim racing behind.
What? Get off the corners way better. I can brake harder, I do believe. Mitchie Hoyer Sim Racing. Thank you very much, Alterman. Sorry.
I see Altamon, you should definitely get it. It's a fun car to drive. Nike TV. Der alte Mann kann nur LMP2 fahren. Copy. Nice. So let's see if we get the car stable with that again and being able to attack the lap times. Oh, Preston27, thank you very much for subscribing to the channel. Appreciate your support.
So what are you racing right now, Mitchie?
You mean in general series?
Yeah.
Currently we are running the race Indy Pro Championship by FSR, so basically an IndyCar series. Two first races have been, they have happened. and hasn't been too good of racing there from myself. But if you guys want to find out about that, there is highlights videos from both races. From the second race that comes on Friday, the other one is already live. It's a very interesting season because you got fixed setup, you got a difficult Dallara DW12 IndyCar on rFactor 2 to drive. It's very slippery, it's very stiff in the back, like, you know, real IndyCar indeed. And you have a roughly 15-minute sprint race, and then afterwards a 50-minute feature race with a top 8 to top 12, so a random number between there being reverse grid. And you know that produces a lot of interesting racing there. So that's currently going on. Other than that, after winning the GT Challenge in March this year, or in May that was, we're now waiting on GT Pro Season 2. Starts on the 12th of October. Every other Monday we're going to be live with GT3 driving. 6 races to come there until Christmas. Other than that, on Saturday, as already mentioned, we have the 8 hours of Silverstone Virtual Endurance Championship starting again, and then also from Sim Racing Club, the GT3 Endurance Championship to start at the end of October. That is 3-hour races in pairs of 2. And yeah, that is pretty much a busy schedule already. So 3 to 4 series on regular basis at least until Christmas. How about you?
I've been just doing our Sim Pit series. So we are, well, at this point we are running a LMP2 series league environment. It's our group, our crew. We're running those, and then we're running a ARCA NASCAR, you know, roundy round ARCA series. So I'm running a Friday night oval and a Sunday road series. And then we've been playing with and are working on bringing on our Assetto Corsa Competizione series, which will obviously be GT3 cars. And I don't know, after doing this and looking at what they've been doing with the GT3 pack and the latest BOP adjustment, I would love to see us work on getting an rFactor 2 series. I think that'd be really good. Open us up to another group. You know, we have overlap. You know, I look at our community, it's like the Olympic rings. You know, you have the guys who do this, and they kind of, some of them overlap into that. And you have the guys who do that, and it kind of overlaps into the guys who do something else, you know, and so on and so on. And I think every time we expand our racing to another series, another sim, we kind of get some guys carry over, some guys don't want to. That's fine. And then we also open it up to a few new people who are maybe more accustomed to one sim or another. So.
Yeah, very true that is. And thank you very much, Preston, from coming over from the Sim Pit. Appreciate your support, man.
Oh my God, you're doing road courses in the '87 Cup car. That's a tough drive right there. Psychotic, the DI with the Deathmobile. You just watched the OG Deathmobile review or video?
Droll Turismo, no, I haven't done the jumping test at Le Mans in this car yet.
That was a good one. That was an exceptional moment. Wow, I am 2 seconds off the pace.
The tires are gonna come for you, maybe.
203.
A little too much hesitation there.
Temps are pretty good. How's the outside? Is that from that spin? The tire changes so quickly on one spin out that you pretty much ruined your readings.
Well, you need to know that rFactor 2 always shows the surface temperature, so not the core tire temperatures, the surface in mid and outer. So when you spin, you're obviously gonna cook the surface.
Yeah. Yeah. Which, I mean, if you have a temp gauge and they pulled the car in, that's what you'd see.
Can we beat tires? Get in there!
I don't know if there is a number. I
Come
don't
on,
think it works like
come on.
that.
The lap was
Nice.
59.39.
Oh, here comes Mitchie. We can follow him around again.
23,000
See his dust.
of a second. Wasn't much margin indeed.
I cannot get this turn to 3, I guess it is.
Jonas, I think it's marginally. I'm gonna put it into race
Right,
lean
time
for
to
the next
decide a little
straight, so
tire
we'll see.
temperature when you get here.
Onto the next straight we go and see how much difference that is. It is marginally, I'd say, if it's done correctly. So you lose maybe 300 or 400 on the straight.
Screaming that fucking curb.
So you're gaining some time here.
Oh, here he comes. Oh, oh.
Yeah, there's very little difference. As you can see on the timer right now, we lose 100th up here. Okay, we have a little bit of slipstream now, but still, you see, a slipstream in a GT3 is usually not that much. So, you can see that the difference in engine modes and mixtures is not too far either. Oh, shit. Shouldn't have hit that.
That was a
Copy.
2-0.
Go get him while we do that.
2.
This corner that kills me.
I will do once I passed him.
How about considering my entry into the first part of that? It's amazing we're still pointed the right direction. Uh-oh.
Alanra says you should stop treating it like an F1 car. And then it probably is still quicker than that. Thank you, Nikestar. Das weiß ich, aber da sind zu viele Texturen. Ich habe die Grafik relativ hochgestellt. Ups.
Couldn't resist.
I was about to ask. We should go out again. It's great fun.
Yeah, it was. That was funny. I just saw the side of your car and I gassed it.
A fair point.
These cars are really fun.
Yep, Ultiman Racing. Watch out for the server called the Simpit Ferrari Test. Password is Max the Dog, all in small letters and all without any spaces in between.
I'm actually pulling away, and I realize you're typing.
You're getting stronger and quicker though. So actually some guys would be loving to racing. We're waiting on at least 2 or 3 more people here. I know that Sean may be in a hurry, but if you guys want to join the practice server and join a short race in the end, let's say in 15 to 30 minutes, something between that, we're gonna get going with this. Once again, if you're wanting to join us on the server, fire up your rFactor 2 if you have bought the Ferrari 488 GT3 Evo 2020, and if you're subscribed to the workshop item of the Silverstone track, check out the matchmaker for the Simpit Ferrari test. Password is Max the Dog, everything in small letters without any spaces in between. So 9 digits you want to type in, and then you can enjoy the community test here. Okay, Cole, I'm done with talking. I'm coming now.
Okay. No BS. That corner! I just cannot get through that corner clean.
Oopsie! I nearly lost it again. What happens on Sunday there, Altamont? Thank you, Nikestar TV. Gonna maybe do a little bit of footage.
rFactor hurts you just enough for going off-road too. You feel it just suck a little power.
Yep, it's not beneficial to outline the track rules.
lost ground.
That was a 2:00.17.
What gear are you going through that corner?
First.
Oh, that's gotta be my problem. I'm a little afraid of rotating going into first.
It doesn't happen really if you are on the brakes.
Oh, there we go. Saved by traction control there. I had my wheel 360 degrees. Dang it, dang it, dang it. Getting there, but still not putting it all together, you know?
Yep, Robert, I can make him louder.
Psychotic, that is very me. Oh, Sven's here. Awesome.
Ah!
Oh, Mitchie did it. I gotta pee real quick. What time is it? Oh. I'll watch some replay while I go to the bathroom. And then I gotta
Just come
figure
back
out
for
what
the race.
There we go. Be right back.
So in the meanwhile, I'm gonna check some stuff. Mission spin now. That is very much what we did. Robert, what's that fuel? Just out of curiosity. Thanks. Alandra, you should go with it though, honestly. The UI changes are coming, it is still way too buggy, still.
Boy, I tell you, I really like this car. I just think it's that really perfect balance between a car you can drive as hard as you want to almost, but then there are limits and boundaries that are really fairly easy to stay within. It's those moments of, I gotta get that guy now, and you jump on the gas too hard and you feel it bite you.
Is he loud enough now?
Models. Interior look when you're driving is really outstanding. A really impressive car by the guys at Studio 397. I can't by memory do a real comparison GT3 car to GT3 car, even within the rFactor pack. But look at this. Yeah, look at that. You just gotta love it. Oh, there's the move. Side by side.
See, Sean is having a good time there with the replay. So guys, if you do appreciate the content, please make sure you subscribe to both the Sim Pit on the other side and to Michi Hoyer Sim Racing. Give our channel a help, give our channel toe
I gotta give it
slipstream.
one more go, and then I'm gonna call it a show. I'm already kind of over time, but I'm just enjoying it. So
Stay for the race then, or we just do the race,
you want to race right now?
or we can move into. Sven is there,
well,
and I think.
if I'm gonna stick around, we have to go right now for sure.
Where is Nikestar TV? There's one guy that still wants to join, I think. I'm unsure though, if he really wants to join or whether he is stuck with updates.
Yeah, Felix is going to eat. Oh, I hear my brother.
Okay, now we have to go to a race.
Preston, we were talking about that, the kind of things we'd want to see in a sim tomorrow, and ambient sounds. I mean, like, Assetto, of course, has ambient sounds, but they're like really, it's like a loop and it just plays, so it gets annoying. But in concept, it's super duper awesome. And it's like, well, right now, wouldn't it be cool if somehow, some way, there was a announcer that just, you know, even if it was computer voice and it was like, Pawn Robert, number 1.
Hey David, how you doing?
675. Michi Hoyer, you know. So even if it was the most generic, and even if it didn't even use names, even if it was like position number 1, 158, 675, you know, they certainly could do that. And I'm not saying there's an obligation for such a thing, but it would be really great to start seeing that kind of real life being at the track atmosphere being incorporated into Sims when we move forward. Especially when you consider things like VR and what could be going on there in that way. Hey Woot, how you doing? Woot says hello, Mitchie. Hey Sim Racing World, how you doing? Good afternoon to you as well.
Hey there, Whoop. How you doing?
For the engines. What's that, Mitchie? Sorry.
Yeah. Hey, Whoop. Just greetings back.
That was a
Greetings.
2:10.13.
I just keep
Nice.
dropping deeper on the leaderboard. It's okay. It's not my gig, man. Rooter!
I'm just gonna put myself into the last spot. Oh dear.
Alright, well, let's see here.
Excuse me, we're gonna
Mitchie,
have
you
some
got
fun.
DQ'd. What'd you do?
Yeah, I just reversed. Because of, yeah, you know, just I want to
Oh, I
start
see.
from the back and see what goes on.
Alright, I'll tell you what.
Yeah.
Let me go check on my brother, but if you want to wait a few more minutes, I'll do a race. If you give a couple more minutes for everyone to join in.
Yeah.
Anyone to join in. If you're watching and you have the new Ferrari and you want to jump into a random throw us in race, see how it goes, and I'll be leaving as soon as I'm out or over, because I'm already overtime, but that's okay. We are on the hosted section. Just look for the Simpit Ferrari test. That's the server name, and the password is Max the Dog. MAX the Dog. Max the Dog. My dog. No spaces, no caps. Max the Dog. The Simpit Ferrari test. I'm here with Michi Hoyer of Michi Hoyer Sim Racing on YouTube. And we have about 8 people out on track, and you're welcome to join us for a real quick throw it together just to get a taste, just to get a touch of the new car. Anyway, I'll be right back, and then we'll get things underway. I'll be right back.
So, and for those guys interested, we are planning to do a 10 lap race, a server set for 10 laps. In the meanwhile, we join the exterior cam here of Joao Pita for some footage to watch on. So personal resume of the car, I do like it. As all the GT3s, will have some pros and cons, that's for sure. I pretty much enjoy the way it handles on the brakes, it handles into the turn. It also got this slidiness that rFactor 2 cars do have, as we see also Joao being a little bit on a struggle. I do love the exterior sounds, that's for sure. I think that is a nice sounding car. We have a few cars on rFactor 2, maybe not sounding the very best, but this Ferrari really sounds spot on. How is the Ferrari on initial acceleration is a question from Alundra. I mean, how is it on initial acceleration? As it is BOP'd, it is pretty similar to anyone else. But if you go slowly onto the throttle, the car will feel nice. The car will be settled, the car will be gentle, and the car will, yeah, just accelerate in its normal way, I'd say. So here was that sliding as I was speaking about. Joao just hit it there and now hits it again. I think it also loses the balance like any other a lot of other GT3 cars on rFactor 2, where after some couple of laps you just get into that slide, you know. Like Joao is overdoing it right and throwing it into Cop's corner, hits it nicely on the exit curb though. Wout PS4, thank you very much for switching and for joining us here. So once again guys, if you do appreciate the content and the stuff the Simpit is doing and I am doing, please give us both a like, give us a subscribe on the channel, make the community of the Simpit grow and keep sim racing growing as a business, as a community, as an esport, as something we do love. So make sure to keep that communities rising. That's what we are here for. Yes, Wout PS, this is an ultra wide screen, as you can see right here. That is the qualifying view, as usually been used by Kirkdice for qualifying. So that is the view I do have while racing, which looks like this from the onboard. It is a not G49, it's a Samsung 49-inch. We're just jumping into another car. Oh, you just beated me. How much fuel? Kenneth Jensen, thank you for joining into the server right here, and welcome. Sesmoj Motorsport TV has subscribed to the YouTube channel. Big massive thank you, buddy. Appreciate your time. Thank you for the support. Nice job there, Joao. You will win the race if you're doing good. What did I do? 40, 59, 391 and 346. Good job, boy. Keep pushing. So we're still waiting for Sean Cole to come back. And as soon as he comes back, we're gonna go for a 10-lap race. I'm gonna do a quick briefing. It's basically 10 laps. I need to look at the race settings. 10 laps, standing start, no formation lap. Damage multiplier will be on. Invulnerability is allowed though. So we're gonna do that. Quickly gonna do a written briefing.
Okay, sorry. I didn't realize I was holding it up. Make sure you have invulnerability turned on. Okay.
Well, I think we're good to go then.
All right. Yeah. Yeah, woo, it is I'm starting to like Silverstone.
Do you?
Well, as long as I can figure out which front stretch is the front stretch and which is the back stretch, I enjoy myself more. If I find myself confused on that, which happens sometimes, then I do not enjoy it. All right, I haven't done an rFactor race since I think when the very first Formula E came out, they did a streamer event that I think I took part in.
Yeah, you should do more rFactor too. It's beneficial. Trust me.
I agree. Voting. Oh.
So we move in 1 minute.
Okay. It ignored my vote anyway. So much for democracy. Yeah, how much fuel do you think?
40 liters is gonna be enough.
That'd be 10.5 gallons. Be in the rear with the gear. We should be able to hang with the group though, as long as we don't make any big mistakes. Well, sorta. I say. I've gotta unwind my headphones.
Okay, you ready? Are you ready?
I'm ready. Yeah. Do I hit race now? No, it still says warm up.
No. Straight to race.
That's pretty clear. I like that. I wish iRacing would do that.
Enjoy.
Yeah, this will be cool. Thanks for getting this going, Mitchie.
You're welcome.
Ferrari. It's a Ferrari.
Remember lights to be seen on the top of the bridge there.
Okay, got it. Thank you.
Damn it. Also, Sean, 3 cuts do give you a stop and go penalty or something.
Copy that. Thank you. Oh, look at how much quicker everyone is there. We got Felix behind us. He's super fast.
Oh, for God's sake. The second cut track for no reason.
Whoa, jeez.
Is that my connection going itchy here? So, from 9th to 4th, Vitar's though 4.5 seconds away.
Force feedback is really good. But it took a while to get that dialed in because rFactors can be tricky to set up, but once you got it right, it feels good.
This sums it up pretty perfectly, I think.
The thing that's really nice about the car is the connection you feel between the tires and the wheel itself. There's our first track cut warning.
That lap was a 1:59.68.
Force feedback is standard implemented in rFactor 2.
I keep over goosing the gas there. That's bad. Oh, no! Even worse. Stupid.
Yeah, Tokyo Drift, that's sort of true. Not even sure if I can do anything really.
That was a 2:02.64.
Towards the front, that is, anymore. Gap to Robert is 4.5 seconds.
Wow, the more I overdrive it, the hotter the tires are getting. Yep, look at that 200s. Come on, Cole.
How you get that?
Just driving terribly now.
I hardly overheat them over 100. Not sure how you get 200 in there.
American. Fahrenheit.
Okay. I was about to say. So I'm gaining on both of them ahead. But I will run out of time beforehand, I'm afraid. Maybe I can get something going on Robert, but...
Oh, look at Sven making a mistake, dropping back for me.
That was a 1:59.76.
Catty Torx, thank you very much for joining. We will reopen the practice session right after the race.
That lap was a 1:59.99.
So we're coming for Robert Pawn here. 4 laps to go. I think he could be still a valuable target. But I guess Pita is at the front too far away. 5.5 seconds. We took away 2.5 though in 3-4 laps, so let's see. Without having to brake for the spin of Patrick there. Could have had the chance, but yeah, shoulda, woulda, coulda. It's no big thing. We enjoy taking out the Ferrari for a good race here. I pretty much enjoy the car. Stays good in the balance, personally. That's what I think.
That lap was a 2:00.01.
So once we're done with racing the 10 laps, we're gonna reopen the server for testing. So if you got the Ferrari 488 in the meanwhile, be ready.
It's not working. Ooh, it feels more like a real car than the Ferrari and ACC.
That was a 2.
It's got a real lively feel to it, as though it's a real car. It doesn't have that pinned feeling like a Assetto Corsa Competizione has. When I say pinned, there's this like slot car-esque feel to the traction and pivot. At this point, I might as well start doing my closing because we're in no man's land back here now, and I'm already a bit over. So, thoughts. This car is really fun to drive. It's got a good balance. It's got a definite mid-engine feel once you get used to it. Definitely feel the power and the rear steering. I have cranked up the traction control. More than I wanted to, actually, because my button's working funny. And it tamed the throttle oversteer. Whoa, we're gonna get a cut there. The sounds in the car are different. It's really cool. I'm gonna have to look at other cars in rFactor and see if they maintain this across the board or if it was unique to this. But the interior sound is definitely a different sound than TV camera, and you hear more of the whine of the gear and a little less of the exhaust note. You can see the interior of the car is absolutely gorgeous, and when we watch the TV camera, it's quite amazing. I think earlier when we were talking, a few people even used the word dated when talking about rFactor 2, and I don't know if I necessarily agree. The graphics looked really good. The TV camera looked really good. The blur between cars and focal points looked really good. So all in all, I've been really impressed. Really fun car to drive. It's rewarding. It allows you to drive it hard and have a lot of fun with it, getting racy with someone, and at the same time you gotta keep it within the limits. So it's like the car is really easy to drive. Just driving around, no problem. Start pushing, it'll bite you. And I think that's a really good balance for what, for the most part, we're looking for in a sim car. I don't think we want a car to be inherently too hard or easy, really. And I think this hits the mix between the two rather well.
Yeah, I agree. I agree very much. I mean, GT3s on rFactor 2 in general, they start sliding fairly easy as soon as you hit 3 or 4 laps into the stint. And you need to be careful, just as you say, just driving them normally, no issue whatsoever, but driving them on a limit and pushing, they bite you. They bite you heavy.
And they do give you a little warning, so if you're like on that fine line, like pushing it a little hard, they give you little indications that let you to just back down just a hair and keep it in control. Now, if you're just over the limit, you're over the limit. Nothing you can do about that. But I do like that too. So if you just start pushing a little, you'll start to feel it do a little funny twist on you, and you're like, oh, whoops, and you back down, and it doesn't even get crazy. But had you just stayed in it, it would have been trouble. All right, we've completed our first rFactor race in
Ages.
a long time, yeah. Yeah, nice car. Good job, Studio 397. Really nice. I enjoyed Silverstone too. What? What? Did I just say that? I think I did. I can't believe it either. All right, well, I am late, so I'm going to take off. Mitchie, thank you so much again. Thank you for the kick in the butt on this one, and
You're
the
welcome.
recommendation, and for hosting. And let's see here. Can we get a standings? Here we go. Joa Patays wins the race. Mitchie Hoyer in second. Patrick plays. Do I have my disclaimer button? I don't.
You should have it on for Joao Pitais.
Joao Pitais.
Yeah, there you go.
Joao Pitais. Mitchie Hoyer. Patrick plays. Plays. Sean Cole. I think I got that one right. Sven Labe. Pawn Robert. Felix Boucher. Yannick, please. Oh, we got brothers. The Patrick and Yannick team of plays. And Kenneth Jensen. I am so thankful you all came out and raced. I am so sorry for butchering all of your names. All I can say in my defense is I'm a dumb American. That usually excuses it fairly well. Plays. Patrick plays.
So
cool. I used to race with my brother. Go ahead.
That's
Richie.
nice. Yeah, we will just go back to practice session. So the server reopens now for everyone that wants to join us. Still, we're going to keep that server running for a little bit, despite Sean Cole and Sven have to leave, sadly. But it was good fun. Thank you very much, Sean, for the company. We keep this going for a little bit more and do a little bit more exploring and see what the car is able to do.
Very cool. Thanks for your help with my wheel, too, because that made all the difference in the world. I went from frustrated to, oh my god, feel this force feedback.
Yeah, you're welcome. I mean, I've been telling you the whole time that rFactor 2 is the best sim for me. You know why now.
Yeah. Yep. I do indeed. Right on. All right, well, thank you, Mitchie. Thank you, everyone, for watching. Thank you for hanging out. If you want to go out, turn laps, they're still out there. Just do a search for the server on rFactor 2 for the SimPit Ferrari test, and the password is Max the Dog. Max the Dog. No spaces, all lowercase. Max the Dog. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed the stream. I enjoyed the stream. I enjoyed the drive. I enjoyed the race. And thank you all for joining me, whether you watched or raced or hosted, Mitchie. Thanks again, everybody. SimPit Live, signing off. Have a good day, everyone. All right, I am off the air. Thanks again, Mitchie. That was really cool.
Yeah, you're welcome, buddy. Thank you very much for your company there.
Yeah, we'll do another. And I think what we'll do is, so this month, which starts tomorrow, I guess, we're doing one more ACC, and then I'll talk to you about doing rFactor 2 for the next patron race.
Yeah,
I like
sure.
that. I think that is a good ring to me. So
sure, we can also pick some content that is free, like the Nissan GTR.
Yeah,
should be free. Silverstone is free, like, you know, something that your community is then able to just get easily access on.
Yeah, and then they can go get the game on CD keys if they need to, and what, $15 or something.
Exactly.
Probably. Cool, awesome, Mitchie. Thanks again, bud. I really appreciate it. All right, I'll talk to you soon.
Bye bye.
All right, bye.
Right, so we are now alone, and as already indicated, we're gonna go for some more slaps here in the Ferrari at Silverstone. If you guys still want to join us, the server is called the Simpit Ferrari Test. The password is Max the Dog, everything in small letters and written together. And then feel free to join us. As I said, we're gonna turn a little bit more laps. And if you guys have any questions whatsoever, now there is the time you can put them. Whether that is towards the car, whether that is towards the sim or whatever. Feel free to get them out. Right, as of right now, I can tell you doing a comparison to other GT3 cars will be a little bit different or difficult for me, as I haven't done GT3 car driving lately on rFactor 2, and especially with a new balance of performance being out and released, it is hard to compare a new car with something else I didn't drive yet. So once again, if you do appreciate the stuff that we do, the only thing I would really love to see if you guys hit up the thumbs up button and subscribe to the channel to make this community grow. In order to support the sim racing stuff that we do, that would be great. As you can see, we're trying to hit our yearly and annual goals of getting 3,500 subscribers by the end of the year. So as we start into a little stint, as I said, feel free to get the discussion going. Oh, sorry. Wait, it seems like my YouTube chat is broke. Can you please send the messages again? Bear with me. Need to see a chat over there. Oops. Nothing about stints. Or actually did it break? Miss Figures, Andy Long, I'll see you guys' messages. But for God's sake, the chat. Let me get the chat on the tablet real quick. Bear with me. Boys, bear with me. So I'm gonna put you guys questions into context, and bear with me. Okay, so chat. Son of God, thank you very much for being here. Yes, the price, that is a very good question. Price is €499 on the Steam Workshop. As we say, $544 I think for the Americans, as well as $455 for UK guys. Does rFactor 2 feels like having more grip than other sims? It definitely feels like having more grip than iRacing, that's for sure. I think it would be pretty even with Assetto Corsa Competizione, and depending on the car, I think on Race Room there's the most grip though on the tracks. When you go into what is turn 1 for F1 but halfway into GT3 lap, lift and drop a gear in the Ferrari, I even touch the brakes a little bit in order to just get the rotation going. but effectively, just as you say, you just, yeah, lift a tiny little bit. But you do that regardless in any GT3, even on the Audi we did that. Son of God, what's your wheel settings then? What settings exactly do you mean? I do have the 20 Newton meter mesh on, I think, 35 to 40%. I got FFB smoothing to 5. Usually I want to run 0. But due to the electrics becoming a bit wonky due to all the vibrations, I had to do a little bit of softing. And the FFB multiplier I had at 1.0, and to the very same reason put back to 0.7, just so that I get enough feedback that is subtle enough to run here. Sean Cole had the issue that the default OSW steering wheel turns to the left or to the right on the force feedback, so whatever he was doing, his steering wheel wouldn't go to the center, so the resistance wouldn't point at the center but to the very maximum left and right, so he would be going over the straight line, sort of like this, you know, trying to fight the wheel in the middle. And yeah, just basically had to reverse the steering coefficient. What GT3 will I be running in the GT Pro series? I look to run a BMW, but now as the new BOP has been released, I may go back to testing and choose for a different maybe. We'll have to see. We'll have to see how good the Ferrari is, we'll have to see how good the Aston is, we'll have to see how good the BMW is, still. Also, Audi is still an option on the McLaren 720S, so there's lots of options.
Was a 2:00.000.
Noise 159.999. I would need to check that, Robert. I haven't read much about the new BOP, to be honest. But I'm gonna do a proper test to it, that's for sure. Oh. Something that definitely stays the same is that you shouldn't do what I just did.
That lap was a 1:59.77.
Yep, but that was crystal clear. The fault didn't come, I think, because coming from the US. The US American teams pretty much declined their participation, I think, if I remember correctly. A little too quick into that. Robert, there's more than just the tire temperature, basically. I think, of course, tire temperature is a predominant thing, but there is also balanced stuff like rake and so on. Oh, was it where, you think? I mean, I haven't checked the numbers, but traditionally Studio 397 GT3 tires are quite long lasting. Kinda like the balance though out of the box.
That was a 1:59.66.
Haven't done much setup work, of course, as you've seen. Yeah, the question will be if the Ferrari really is oversteery, whether you can work around it with a setup without losing pace. I think that's going to be the decisive factor here. So guys, thank you very much for the participation tonight, either here on the server. It was good to have 10 people running with us here. Appreciate that very much. If you do have any further questions, feel free to put them in. I'm happily answering as long as I can do that. And other than that, I appreciate your guys' time and your guys' support for tonight's stream. We'll absolutely love to see a like from you guys on the video, and if you subscribe to the channel on YouTube or follow up on Twitch so we hit our goals. Would absolutely love that support, and of course any donation is greatly appreciated at all times. You can find the direct link for donations in the description. Plans for investment definitely is getting a proper microphone in the near future, and there may be some charity stuff coming up because one of our teammates needs a new GPU in order to be able to race again. So we want to support him getting a new GPU to find him back on track. Hashtag soon. And of course, feel free to support us also on Facebook and Instagram. Also, you find the links in the description of the channel and description of the video. Will you do Le Mans? Wait, I need to read out that question from Troll Turismo again. Will you do Le Mans jump? No, not right now. We're staying here on the server. I hope it doesn't. Effectively, they fixed this lift issue on a BMW, I think. So I guess they fixed it on a GTE as well, on the GT3. I hope it never existed. Yeah, I'm running out of coffee now. So also you guys may want to check out the Patreon program. Patreon is a platform where you guys can go into interaction with me on the backside of the streaming. So joining the community Discord
That was
server
a 200.91.
and joining some sort of backstage area where you guys receive early access and can take influence on the show. So what we're doing, what we're racing, stuff like that. If I do have a question, I always ask my Patreon people on how they would do the things and what they would like to see. And of course for the Sim Racing Academy lessons you can get discounts of 10% with the average perk and 20% with the maximum perk. So you may want to check out www.patreon.com/MitchyHoyer if you're interested in driving lessons and driving instruction. Feel free to check out the Sim Racing Academy videos as a playlist on the YouTube channel, so you get an idea what kind of lessons I do give and I do teach on. So if that is something for you, get into contact with me, write me a mail, simracing@mitchy-hoyer.com, and we'll get something up together. And as we're coming slowly towards the end of the stream for tonight, and once the Ferrari is in a slide, it is quite a handful to catch. So working a lot on the wheel, also pace is dropping now. Last lap time 2:00.9. We're on the way to do exactly that again. Looks like that the new Bentley has the issue as well. Did you try the Bentley over the hill bump there at the mall?
That lap was a 201.20.
Wow. Wow. Something I do not really like at all about the Studio 397 tires and cars is the fact that you lose over a second of pace after a few laps. Gonna try to maximize everything I got now for a final lap. Without dying, of course.
That That was a 2:01.57.
Yeah, despite really giving it everything, it just doesn't go as quick anymore. I'm not doing big mistakes as such, but you know. Of course, if you take the slide away into Maggots, Backets and Chapel, things are gonna go quicker. So always looking if you guys still have any remaining questions, because we're bringing this to an end. Once again, you see we're missing exactly that second.
That lap was a 2:00.83.
Yeah, it could potentially be that the softs behave like this. I don't know, I think in general GT3 tyres are a little bit more durant though. You know, I wouldn't want about half a second distance or a lap speed time difference. But I think over a second it is a little bit overdone. Anyway, that's gonna do it for tonight, guys. At least in the GT3 I have set now. That was the final lap, so we're just gonna finish it off. Guys, thank you so much for watching, thank you so much for being here. I think they do have different compounds, do they? Depending on the series, I guess. Anyway, a big massive thank you everyone for watching. Hope you have enjoyed it. I hope that this stream also gives you a little bit of help whether you want to buy or not buy the new Ferrari. And if you have any questions whatsoever, feel free to note it down in the comment area below. I'm gonna have a look at those, gonna have a look at the questions and answer them as soon as I can. Other than that, I hope you have enjoyed the evening with us, looking a little bit of racing. Guys, if you do appreciate the video, please hit the like button, share and subscribe to the channel. This is the Simpit. I'm Michi Hoya, and I'll see you guys out on the track.